All right. Now, until I tell you to ring them, don't ring them no more. Okay, a bell is a unique instrument. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, a bell has 10 parts. There's 10 parts to a bell. And we don't even think about it when we see one or we hear one. There's 10 unique parts to a bell. There's the part at the top. There's a part that attaches to another mechanism. There's a lip around the bottom. They consider the under part another part of the bell. The bell is unique. Everybody say, I'm unique.
I'm unique.
Right, say it louder.
I'm unique.
Right, the bell is unique and it has a purpose. See, some people think that their purpose is, this is what I used to think, me being from the hood, I thought my purpose was to gangbang. I thought my purpose was to slang a little drugs. I thought my purpose was to see how many women I could get. You know what I'm saying? I thought, but I wasn't fine enough back then. You know? I thought that was my purpose. Everybody say, I got a purpose.
I got a purpose.
Yeah. I didn't say you say it, Pac-Man. Come on. I got a purpose. Say it. Right. I got a purpose. And everybody knows that the bell don't get caught up on social media. The bell don't care what nobody's saying about it on Instagram. Hello? The bell don't care what nobody posted on TikTok. Do it. The bell could give a flying flip. What you talking about me?
Hello?
The bell has one purpose and one purpose only. And that is to ring. Ring those bells. That's it. That's it. That's it. That means stop. Look at me. Pay attention. That means stop. Just like that. Good. Imagine having an auditorium of 1,000 students doing that, and I get them to stop. Y'all can do it. When I say stop, stop. The bell don't get caught up in what Shanique was saying about you last week. The bell don't care about who got the finest girl in the school. The bell don't care about nothing except its one purpose. And here's what the bell doesn't try to do, sweetheart. The bell doesn't try to be a saw. The bell don't try to be a microwave oven. Right? The bell don't try to be a car or AirPods or a hoodie. The bell is content with the purpose that it was designed for. And it lives in that purpose. That's it. It stands alone and dares somebody to say something about it. Because it ain't got but one purpose. It ain't dabbling all up in everybody else's business. A bell ain't nosy. It ain't a gossiper. It ain't a backbiter. It don't tell other people's business. All the bell does one thing. Pick it up. Show me what the bell does. That's all it does. You ain't ringing yours. Ring it. Ring it. I need you guys to put your ears on. Thank you. I want you to listen closely. The history of the Russian bell goes back to the 10th century. But most medieval Russian churches, their purpose for the bell ringing was not to signify or to tell you that it was going to be a church service. That wasn't the reason why the bell would ring. It would ring because of a ceremony. Somebody was getting married, or they were celebrating. It was a celebratory time. Or there was a fire, or the enemy was going to attack. See, it's us that determines why the bell rings. We determine why the bell rings. Why you need a bell in here? When the gate's over, a bell's gonna ring. Why you need a bell in school? When school starts, most of y'all done heard a bell in school, yes. And if you hear it and it's already past morning, you late. Right? So we determine why the bell rings. The bell don't care why you want it to ring. It just rings. And I was looking at this, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of history, so that way I can get my credentials as a history teacher, MP. One of the largest bells in the world, ladies and gentlemen, is called Everybody say the SAR bell. Put your hand up like this. Say the SAR bell. Yeah. That's what it's called. Listen, the SAR bell was cast in the 16th century, back in 1600, and it was 40,000 pounds. It was so big that it took 20 men to ring it. 40,000 pounds. And then a fire broke out and burned the wood frames that the bell was erected on to the ground. And it fell and broke into pieces. Everybody say the SAR bell.
The SAR.
The SAR bell. Yes, let's learn a little bit more history. The second SAR bell was cast in 1655 using the pieces from the broken bell. But it was on a much larger scale. This bell was 220,000 pounds. The second SAR bell. But again, in 1701, sweetheart, it was destroyed by fire. Everybody say, the SAR bell.
The SAR.
The second bell was destroyed. And so the leader of that day, and the empress, her name was Anna, she ordered that all these pieces of this broken bell be gathered up together. She said, I'm tired of these bells being broke. We are going to go over the top. How many of y'all here extra? I see I was speaking with who's going to raise their hand and tell the truth. How many of y'all here over the top? That's extra? Yeah, y'all extra like that? Yeah. Let me see them hands. Let me see them hands. Yeah. My wife would say, yes, that's right. I see husband and wife back there. My wife would say I'm extra too. She would say that. I'm the extra one in our family. We got 7 children, so you got to be extra with that many people living up in there. The size, listen. The empress said this bell has got to be bigger than any bell we've ever tried to make. So she sent away to Munich and said, I want you guys in Paris, because you have the skills to make these things. I want you to make a bell from all these broken pieces and make it enormous, bigger than it's ever been. But nobody took it seriously. How many people can't stand when people don't take you serious? Man, I can't stand it. You know, sweetheart, when I'm negotiating a contract, and she'll be like, how much does that cost? The organization will be like, how much does that cost to get you? I said, well, it's $3,500 a day plus expenses. And they're like, yeah, really? I said, no, I'm serious. You ain't taking me serious? Well, it ain't worth my time. Don't ever let nobody not take you seriously. You understand? When you step out the door, you all about business. Right? Right? When I ask you something, Miss Shaker, I'm playing. So they got a hold of this father and son team. And it was Mikhail Motron. Everybody say that. And so they dug a pit. Ladies and gentlemen. The pit was 33 feet deep to put the bell in it, to start turning it. And then they obtained additional metals. The emperor said, I want you to add silver to the bell. 1,157 pounds of silver. And I want you to add gold to the bell. 159 pounds of gold. I want this bell to be the largest bell in the world. The father and son team was on their way. But tragedy struck again. The father died. Right in the middle, making the largest bell in the world. The SAR bell. I don't know. I wasn't there, sweetie. I don't know how he died. So the project was incomplete at 1735. Year 1735, the project was incomplete. How many people have started something and never finished it? Y'all, okay. My book coming out next year, next July. My book is coming out. I've been working on this book. I'm 46 years old. I've been working on this book probably since I was like 18. And I've been saying, I'm going to get this book done. I'm going to get this book done. I'm going to get this book done. You know what? Book ain't done yet, but I'm on it now because I got a staff and they driving me. They said they'll fire me if I don't get my own book done. So there's that. So the father died, but the son said, no, we got to get this bell done. We got to get it done. We got to get it done. Ring your bell. Ring it. Let me hear it. Quickly. Ring. You don't have one? Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're going to get you one. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Here, Mike. Get that young lady a bell, brother. Thank you. He says, we are going to make this bell. And they got it done. Look, ladies and gentlemen, they got the bell done. They got the bell complete. In 1735, the 25th day of November, the bell was complete in 1735. And they had to let it cool because it was a gigantic bell. It weighed 202 tons. Everybody say the SAR bell. I don't ever want you to forget about the SAR bell, sweetheart. When you go home tonight, I want you to think about the SAR bell. When you wake up in the morning, I want you to think about the SAR bell. Yeah, it boasted as the largest bell in the world. And as it was cooling, it took almost 2 years, Black, for the bell to cool. Wasn't like the Hoover Dam where they manufactured water tubes to cool it. When you pour all that metal, it's got to cool slowly so it don't crack. And then they were putting ornamentation on the inside. They were drawing on the inside of the SAR bell, putting nice ornamentation on the bell, making it look beautiful. Nobody's going to see it because it's going to be rain. It's going to be up in the sky. Why would they do that? But they were putting ornamentation in there. It was looking gorgeous. And it was sitting on a wood crate. And all of a sudden, Black, fire broke out. Fire broke out in May of 1737. And the fire spread to the temporary wood structures that they was holding the SAR bell. And the guards came and said, we gotta find some water. We gotta put water on this thing. So they were dousing it with water. And who knows that when you put cold and hot, something gonna happen. Right? So the bell was heating up. The wood was on fire. They said, we gotta put it out. And 17 cracks came in the bell. 17 cracks. But I'll need your help here. One crack is very noticeable. Very notable. Give one or two to each table. One crack is very notable. As they were cooling it, ladies and gentlemen, a 25,000-pound piece came out of the bell. Broke off. Of the world's largest bell. 25,000-pound piece. No, you can't glue it back on, sweetheart. That's too much weight right there. Ain't no super glue or gorilla glue gonna work on that, sweetheart. But let me tell you something. The broken piece, everybody look up here at CL. The broken piece that you see in that picture, that little piece right there, 25,000 pounds, is larger than any bell in existence today. The broken piece is bigger than any bell functioning today. And so, guess what? It fell down in a pit. The SAR bell, the broken piece, it fell down in a pit. And it stayed there for a century. How long is a century? 100 years. Very good. It stayed in the pit, look at me, for 100 years. Napoleon said, I'll try to raise this thing up and I'll take it back to France so that I can use it as a trophy. Couldn't get it up. It was too big. It was too massive, mother. Everybody say the SAR bell. And they tried all the way up until, y'all ain't gonna believe this, they tried all the way up until 1836 is when they finally got that broken bell up on a stone and sat the broken piece on the outside of the bell. Here's what the SAR bell is good for now. People used it for a chapel. They had the opening piece. You could go in and have yourself some church up in the bell. They used it to walk around as a museum. People would come by and say, oh my goodness, look at the fine craftsmanship, and look at the drawings on there, and look at the handiwork, and look at the power and the splendor that those people made. Ring the bell. But, thank you. In all the things that the SAR bell was, the title of my message for you tonight, because I'm an impact motivator, I'm not a motivational speaker. My title is Impact Motivator. My title of my message is The Bell That Never Rang. The bell that never rang. Everybody looked at me, brother, and said, how magnificent is this bell? But it sits now in Russia, where 1 million+ people every year go see it, black. And they admire it. But it never, ever has fulfilled its purpose. Not one time, brother, not one time. It didn't get a chance. It didn't get a chance for the people miles away to hear the echoing sound of the reverberation from that glorious and 400,000-pound bell. Nobody heard it. I'm louder than the SAR bell, yo. I remember the first time I did a survey at a school, and one of the teachers, one of the educated folks in the room, sent my survey back and said, a bit loud. I said, girl, you ain't been through what I've been through. You don't know the hell I've been through. So when I come from a crucible of hell, and I got to let you know, baby, that this is serious. Ring those bells. 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 Yes, I want you to understand. Thank you. That I used to be one of the hoppy-toppy educators, right just up the road from here, New Bern, North Carolina. I used to teach at the Severe Behavior School, Milestone Day Treatment, way back in the day. And there was a kid there that I took a liking to. His name was Chris. My name is Chris, but y'all call me CL. His name was Chris Walden. He was crazy. Let me tell y'all something. That boy had went through 15 group homes and foster homes in 15 years. Everybody was rejecting him. He was on psychotropic medication. He was paranoid schizophrenic. He didn't know who his mother was, didn't know who his father was. And this kid came to my program. And I said, dog, I can identify with you. I ain't about as crazy as you, but I can identify the struggle you've been through, dog. Because I've been bouncing around from foster homes. I've been bouncing around from group homes. So I can feel you. And Chris liked me because I was a former Marine. So I would come to work and I'd bring some of my Marine paraphernalia. I let him wear some of my uniform tops. You know, I'd take him outside at break and I'd PT him a little bit. I'd make him do some push-ups. Yeah, y'all know y'all feel it, brother, man. Thank you. I forgot my towel. I would make him go out there and do some push-ups. And I would scream at him, get on your face first now. I would treat him just like a drill instructor. He'd love it. He'd be really rocking and rolling. He'd be rocking and socking. And I said, brother, you could be a Marine one day. Well, time passed. And this is why I left that system. Because the system failed. The system failed. Chris. The system wanted him sick enough so they could keep billing Medicaid. But well enough so he wouldn't be a hassle when he came to school. Chris was crazy. He turned over the desk, cussed you out in a heartbeat. Couldn't keep his mouth shut, always talking smack. I mean, he looks like my youngest son. He favors my light-skinned youngest son. He looks almost just like him, black. Chris Walden. And our paths left, man. I left day treatment. I went on to make me some more money. Because I had a bunch of kids and I needed the teacher pay wasn't cutting it. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you what I know. And so we meet again at the Mum Fest. That was in New Bern Black. I saw him years later. He was 21, 22 years old. I said, man, how you doing? He's smoking a square cigarette. And, he's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? Just I could tell that the streets had infiltrated his ventricles, his heart system. I could tell that he was streetwise now, right? This young, innocent kid that came to me, now he's hard. He was cool with me. He loved me because I did it right. I was hard on him, but I did it right. Don't you dare turn your nose up at this man if he has to get on you. He's doing it because he cares. These streets are cruel. Like I said, they don't care. They don't care nothing about your pedigree or that you don't have a dad or you don't have a mom or where you live. They don't care nothing about that. And he sees it. She sees it. So I saw Chris and we parted ways. I went on with my wife and 7 kids and he went on to do his thing. And as I walked away, it was like Peter, sir, I wept bitterly. I had to get away. My wife said, what's wrong with you? I cried my eyes out because I knew what the result was going to be with Chris. I knew what it was going to be. I seen it. Seen it too many times. A few years later, 2006, I had this boy riding around my car. I tried to give him medallions from the Marine Corps. I tried to bless him. I think I even brought him over to the house. This is stuff you weren't supposed to do back then. But I was trying to win this kid over. He got into a scuffle in the projects. Craven Terrace, New Bern Projects, running his mouth. To one of the other students I used to teach at day treatment, mother, they get into a scuffle. That kid's mom runs out with a butcher knife. They hold Chris down and plunge that butcher knife through his heart. 2006, I'm out getting ready to try to change the world. I get the message that Chris Walden has tragically left this earth. He was the bell that never rang. He never, ladies and gentlemen, got to fulfill his potential. He never got to see what reality was, why he was created. We think he thought he was created to be out here being some tough guy. But no, don't ring your bells. See, every time I ring this bell, it distracts you. It gets your attention. It don't matter how prolific I am, and I'm a doggone good speaker. It don't matter what I say, this bell is grabbing your attention because it's fulfilling its purpose. But my friend Chris never got to see the fulfillment of what he was supposed to do. He was bad, pants hanging down to the ground. Yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, you ain't gonna talk no smack to me. Let me tell you something, young men. There's always somebody out here badder than you on any given day. Mike Tyson found that out, didn't he? Late 80s, James Buster Douglas, flabby dude, get up there and gave him a 2-piece and handled his business. On any given day, someone can take you out. That's why it's good that us old folks, we don't fight no more. I'm going to walk away, I'm going to shoot you, 1 or 2. I prefer to walk away. I hope ain't no police in here. But I ain't going to get no wrestling match with you. I'm too old for that mess no more. Okay? I ain't trying to prove nothing. I ain't trying to prove how bad I am no more. Them days is over. Chris Walden was me. I, at 3 years old, was taken away from my mother because I got a hold of some alcohol that she had in the backseat of the car. Sent me into a coma. They had to resuscitate me. I got put in a foster home, at the first foster home at 3 years old, with a white family on a farm somewhere with cows. That's all I remember. Then I go back and live with my grandmother. My grandmother used to put me out in the garage. Anybody here seen Antoine Fisher? Yeah, she used to put me out in the detached garage in the middle of winter with the dogs, sitting on bales of hay. Why would you do that to somebody that you love? So I lived with her for a little season, and I would just sat in the basement, because back in Cleveland we had basements, and I'd be in the basement for hours and hours and hours and hours, no food, no nothing, hours and hours and hours in the basement, or hours and hours and hours out with the dog. So now I lived with my dad for a little while. This guy, he used to beat the crap out of me. I'm talking about beat with your fist closed, punch you and called you a dumb MF all the time. That was me. That's my dad. I'm like, yo, what? Who does that? Who does that? And so one day, because I was so scared of him, I had bad bowels, y'all. I was just going to the bathroom all the time. You feel me? right? Because I was always scared. I was afraid because I was getting beat like a dog. And one day I had an accident, and I was feeling. He told me to wash my thermal clothes in the tub. He filled up the tub. I'm in there washing them, and he holds me down in the tub. Who does that? Who does that to somebody they love? So when I looked at Chris, I saw myself. So then I went to go live with my mom for a little while. The mom that got taken away from. And we used to sweep up black trash bags, the hefty glad trash bags full of cockroaches in the apartment. I remember kids pass it. They would ball up bread and pass it to me through the fence. I remember electricity off more than it was on. I remember guys coming into the house taking advantage of my sister, me pretending like I was asleep. And then, you know what? One day, I ate a brownie. That's the title of my book, Who Ate My Brownie? I ate a brownie because we were starving to death. And her husband brought one brownie home for her. I went in there and ate that thing. And she said, I'm going to beat y'all every day till you tell me who ate this brownie, my older sister and me. I said, I ain't getting beat not one more time. Not with that thing. Because we didn't get beat with a belt. It was something different. Same material that a fan belt's made out of. I'm 46. I still got the marks on my body to this day. I walked out the front door, left the front door wide open. I wanted everybody to know I was gone. King Deuces out. Before I was CL, I was still could make an exit and an entrance. I picked up out of that house. And I lived on the streets. 6 months. Don't y'all dare tell me how rough you got there. 11 years old, 6 months. Bouncing a street savvy. Soup kitchens, homeless shelters. I was the man. I could navigate. Walk to see the sun come up and go down in the same day. Just walk all over Cleveland. Somebody got wind of it. I got put in social services. Got put in a group home. Those guys took advantage of me at 12 years old. Evil, vile, negative, bad things that they would do to a young kid. I was 12. Those guys were 17, 18, 19. Just imagine the stuff that was happening there. They took me out of there. Put me in one foster home, a second foster home. That didn't work. Put me back in the group home. Same thing happened. Went back to foster parents again. I went to a third foster home. And that's where Ruth E. Plowden, my last foster mom, said, Chris, you've been through hell, boy. But you can use all that as an excuse, or you can use it to change the world. She said, you got something inside of you, boy. That story. A homeless kid, nappy-head kid from the hood. Oh yeah, you got something in you. You got to fulfill that purpose. And from that point, from 14 to 18, I graduated, married with 7 children, successful tour of the Marine Corps, make over $100,000 a year today, and I ain't even as much as had a speeding ticket. Not even a speeding ticket. That don't make me good. But you should see yourself not in Chris. I want you to see yourself in me. That no matter the circumstances, no matter the trouble, no matter the obstacle, no matter how many people ain't in your corner, my man, you still can make it. Because guess what? Ring your bell. It don't care what environment it's in. It don't care if it's in the hood. It don't care if it's in suburbia. It don't care if it's downtown New York. The bell does one thing. Listen, quiet those things. Look, you can take this bell, the bell that you're holding, and go to the Grand Canyon, stand at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and ring that little bell that's on your table, and we will hear it. The sour bell is not fulfilling its purpose because it allowed circumstances around it to destroy its legacy. You're not supposed to be memorialized. What we did with Chris, y'all, I'm getting ready to close, as they say in church. Here's Chris's life. When I went to his funeral, this summed up his life. Nobody there that was his blood relatives, system workers, group home, social workers, yeah, they showed up out of a cursory respect. And you look at what he liked to sing in the church choir. We liked to smile. His whole life was summed up on a little flimsy piece of paper. And he never, ever rang. And I came to talk to y'all. I know I was supposed to talk about Scrooge and the night before Christmas and all that kind of stuff. I came to talk to y'all that some of you are being surrounded by fire. It was 3 fires that destroyed the Star Bell. 3 fires that got it out of its purpose. 3 fires that made it to where it couldn't function anymore. It broke and rebuilt, broke and rebuilt, broke and rebuilt. And here's what I want to tell you. It's time for you to ring. I don't care what's happening on the outside. It's time for you to ring. The Bible says that if an instrument is an instrument, it should give a certain sound. Ring your bells. I feel that in the Holy Ghost, ladies and gentlemen.
That there are young people in here. That's good. I feel to tell you this, that you got a future, young man. I feel to tell you little kids right here, you're not too little to understand that there's greater things for you. You older crowd in the back, I want you to know that you may not be fulfilling everything it is that you want to do right this moment. But I dare you to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to ring this bell again. I'm going to ring this bell again. I'm not going to stop ringing it because my purpose is to be heard. I want you to get this in your mind.
A bell is supposed to ring so that others might hear. And the devil wants nothing more than for y'all to be burned down, broken into pieces, mother, and not fulfill your purpose. I should come back here next time, if I get invited. I should come back here next time and hear about some new things that you got going on. Where my girl at that's 19? Was she still here? Yeah, let's get in college. You say you want to do it? Let's do it. Ring. And listen, when ain't nobody listening to you, just ring louder. When they tell you like they told me when I first started speaking, I was too loud, that's the time to get louder. Because they pay for loudness. They don't pay for this.
Hello, boys and girls. I hope you guys are having a good day. They don't pay for that.
They pay for a maniac. And I give them to them every time. Every time. It's your turn now, ladies and gentlemen. You're not Chris Walden, though I cry about him when I tell this story. You're not Chris Walden. You're not even C.L. King. I feel like sometimes we live our lives through the eyes of what other people are doing. Right? Every bell in this room has its own unique pitch, its own unique tone, even if the bell looks the same. It's cast or formed to give a certain sound. And it's time for y'all to start making some noise. Look at me. It's time for y'all to stop making it through Friday night after Friday night after Friday night. Somebody coming motivating you and telling you, come on, you can do it. Look, we got a coach on staff. We appreciate him. But he ain't. Look, I don't need somebody at my bedside with pom-poms and a megaphone telling me, come on, CL, you got to do it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Listen, now it's time for you to ring. 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 It's time for you to ring. It's time for you to listen to what somebody has told you and say, you matter the most. It's time to ring.
God bless you. Thank you so much. I do have one request. Anybody in here on social media? Okay, anybody here have Facebook? Do you guys do Facebook? Okay. If y'all could go onto my Facebook page, it's just CL King. Go on there and tell the world what you thought about our time together tonight. That would help me, because I want them to hear from y'all. I've been promoting this event all month, right, Mike? We've been anticipating coming back to the gate. So go on my page, CL King. And just tell the world what you thought about our time together. All right? God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.